Right, hello and welcome to Stock Management with the iVend Handheld. Yes, I'm sure you guys are all eagerly awaiting on tenterhooks for this little miracle of technology to go and make your lives easier. So, all right, let's get on with this. I am Keith Morrison, the Manager Consulting for Africa. It's very nice to go see everyone over here. I see that we actually have a rather large turnout today, which is actually very encouraging and exciting. So it's nice to see everybody from length and breadth of, well, just about everywhere. And let's go get on with it and we can get a start. So thanks for taking time out. Let's go and let's move on. Now, if you've been through any of my webinars before, you know I am not a great PowerPoint person. Death by PowerPoint is a thing. I've seen people die from it. It's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible death. So in that case, I usually keep my PowerPoints nice and short, even though I am going to list the agenda of what we're just going to have a look at. And at the top of it, you'll see what is the stock management app, because 9 times out of 10, people don't actually really know it exists. So they just tend to ignore it. It's kind of like the customer portal. Great little piece of technology, really useful, really handy, but everybody doesn't seem to know that it's there, which is kind of weird and very disappointing, because it does get installed with your demo stack, which is what I will be demoing on today. And we will go and we will go through it, and hopefully it's just a nice little thing you can go throw in to just go and show people what they can use and how they can use it, and what exactly is going on with it. So, all right. First off, what are the requirements now? Well, first off, what is the stock management app? Well, the stock management app is this little thing over here. I'm running it in a mobile emulator, and in fact, if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to go and exit this one. Do I want to exit? Yes, because I want to go show you guys from the beginning. So over here, it's a little mobile emulator that I'm running over here, but normally this would be running on a computerized stock scanner. So this over here would be something that you can go wander around. You can go and do all your stock take without having to go and drag along a whole laptop with you or whatever it is, and you can go and carry on with it. Obviously, because I am going and running, I am running this on an emulator on Windows. That's just to go show you where it is. Unfortunately, I can't really make it too much bigger at the moment, but hopefully everybody can see it. Otherwise, I'll move it over to a slightly different spot and we can have a look at that a bit later. What are the requirements to run the app? Now, this is something that you do get asked, because all of a sudden people get very mixed up with it. And I actually have the latest hardware and software specification guide. If you do not have this guide, download it now. Even if you have this guide, download it now anyway, because it's just so handy. Because it does contain a number of things, like the biometric questions, which I do find people still ask me. Mag stripe readers, all the rest of it. Fiscal printers. There are some more fiscal printers that we do over there. I know that. Hopefully that will get updated with 655, which a little birdie does actually tell me is right around the corner. So let's see what we can do for it. But the handheld, as you see over here in this little line that I'm just highlighting, is what we're talking about today. And let's just go and zoom in a bit so we can go and get it nice and big so everybody can read without having to take off their glasses. There we go. Handheld. Yeah, that's the one. This one is the Windows, it works on Windows Mobile 6.5 or 6.0 or 6.5 with keypad. Please don't forget the keypad. The keypad is important. We need the keypad. This thing loves the keypad, so don't forget the keypad. And please note, Windows CE based devices are not supported. All right, I see for the people who do know about this device, I keep on seeing them quoting, yeah, no, it runs on mobile, CE, something like that. Yeah, Windows Mobile, yeah, Windows CE, yeah, you're fine. And then there's tiers and all the rest of it when we go and turn around and tell them it's 6.5 or 6.0 with keypad. Don't forget. All right, Uncle Keith says don't forget this. You can end up making a big mistake. The big thing is that Windows Mobile 6.0 or 6.5 devices are slightly more expensive than Windows CE devices. People buy the cheaper CE devices, and then there is pain and suffering. Please don't do that. Right. So now that I've gone through that, these are the two ones that we've tested on, which are the Motorola ones. I do know that one of these at least is no longer in production. We have tested it on other ones that do work. Right, and I do want to get this updated with some of the newer ones so that you guys will know those as well. But it does work on Windows Mobile 6.5. However, there are some things you need to know about going and setting it up that are very important. And the first one is, well, I'm pretty sure you can all guess, is it works through APIs, which you need to get set up. So once your APIs, and I'm sure you guys all know, you have to go and get your API set up. You have to do your API setup over here, and the API setup is covered in a separate video. So do your APIs, go along, get your communication settings set up for your API server. Yeah, in this particular case, because of the way I'm running it, that can be set up as, I've got it just as an IP address. Also, don't forget, you also need to go and run your APIs down here at your store. So get that also all in and set up. Once that is set up, then we can use it. Now, there are a couple of important things you do need to know about going and getting that set up as well, and that is you need to have your ports open. So port 8080 and port 8642. Get those two open, you should be fine, and it will work. All right. Please remember that the stock management app is a licensed component of iVend. Yes, it does actually require a license. For the moment, that's the easiest way it is. If you don't have the license, you won't be able to install it. All the rest of it. It needs to be licensed, guys. Please do not go and just install this thing willy-nilly and then complain to me it doesn't work. It needs a license. So, beyond that, we go and we start looking at some of the transactions. Now, just before I actually hit onto that, I do want to go head along to my favorite diagram, the on-deployment landscape. This would be based. This is actually based at the store over here at the iVend store server, where we can go and connect across to it. Once again, you wouldn't really need to go have this thing connected across at enterprise. The idea is not that you are going and doing a stock take at enterprise level, unless you're in mixed mode, but the idea is that you're actually doing the stock take at the store. You can switch it between stores, and I will show you that in a minute when I log in. Right, and yes, once again, connects to the internet, la la la. Yay, so much fun. Okay, so normally I'd go onto this screen over here for demonstration, but in this particular case, I'm actually going to switch back to the agenda because we've got this nice white area over here that I can go put in my little mobile emulator. So, and everybody can see it. All right, and actually, can I just get a quick show of hands? Can everybody actually see this? Is it a bit small? What's the story over there? Unfortunately, resizing this is a bit of a pain, but so long as everybody can actually see, is it good over there, or should I maybe move it over there? Yeah, okay, everyone can see it. Cool. Now, to sign into this, all right, first off, we select a profile, Acme. Now, your profile over here is your company. So at this moment, I'm selecting the Acme company. And so you can actually have these things and switch them between companies if you've got multiple companies. And with this, I'm going to go log in with username 1. Yay. And password, well, pass at 123. If you don't know that password, you are not using your demo stack enough. Let's log in. It's thinking hard. Okay. At this particular moment, it will ask us to go and select a warehouse that we are going to be doing the stock take for, or we're going to be doing not stock take, stock transactions for. And we've got either the avenues or e-commerce. In this particular case, I'm going to choose the avenues, and we're going to click OK. And here we go. So as you can see, it's quite a small screen, deliberately designed for your small mobile device, but also nice big buttons that you can actually go touch and go and use your little stylus on if you have to. The first one we're going to have a look at is the goods receipt PO. Okay, now the nice thing over here is that with this thing being synced through, it will actually go and work on a very similar basis as over here in the iVend management console. with the as the actual goods receipt PO you see over here. Now, in order to do the goods receipt PO, all right, you would normally go across here, you click new, and then it asks you to do a purchase order search. This is no different for this specific for this little device. So first off, it's going to ask you for a PO because it's you click on the little a little dot with the 3 slices there. It will then bring up a list of purchase orders that already exist in the system. You can then go and select which purchase order you want. Okay, and it will then populate it in. The other option is that if it does have a scanner, you can scan it in, or you can actually manually type in the number if you want. That's up to you. Next thing, it will ask for item code, and you'll see it will go and bring up the different items and the quantities that are in this PO. So we go and we select which quantity we want. We select which item code. We can then select the quantity. Do we actually want to go and select the entire quantity or not? And in this particular case, I'm only going to do 75, not the whole 195 that we have there. And we can also select the location. Yes, this thing does work with locations. So you can actually use this to go receipt into your goods receiving or into your default location as you would normally do on your normal, and as we go through here, on your actual normal goods receipt PO. So I'm going to select the goods receipt location. So on a same way over here, you're going to select your location, same way over there. Now, please don't go and please don't just go and select these things willy-nilly, or try and complete, or even worse, try and complete them at the same time on your management console as you do on your mobile emulator. That's just a recipe for disaster. Yeah, so please don't do it. But in this particular, remember, you're meant to be receiving at one point or the other. So from there, I can then choose to add row. And so once I've loaded the item code, loaded the quantity, loaded the location, it then adds the row that of what I'm going to go and actually do. It'll give me the quantity, the order quantity, the line number, and the location it's receiving to. I also have this button over here, which I can go and add in additional comments for the actual, for this. So partial stock receipt. Okay. All right. So, and you can carry on like this, and you can, if you wanted to, you could actually, if you wanted to, you can actually go and add in a second line. If there is anything like lot or serial numbers, you can do that as well, and it will ask you for those. But for this moment, I'm just going to add this in, and I'm going to click Save. Do you want to send the document to iVend? Yes. Transaction completed successfully. Woohoo! Click OK. All right, we are now done. That has now gone through to iVend. And if we come across to iVend, and we go to goods receipt PO, you will see that we now have a second goods receipt PO over here, whereas we only had one before. And if I open this one up, you will see that we have receipted in a quantity of 75 against an order quantity of 195. So there we go. It has actually come and receipted it in and has brought the comment through. How cool is that? There you go. Right, so that is just the, that over there is the goods receipt PO. The next one that we're going to have a look at is the stock transfer. So are we doing a stock transfer shipment or stock transfer receipt? So in this particular case, let's go do a shipment. And we're going to go ship it to Acme e-commerce because we can. And then you can go and select which item code you want. Remember, guys, this is meant to be, this over here is meant to be with a stylus. So you do actually have the, these letters over here. You can go and select. That will actually take you and jump you to those specific areas in the list. So let's just go across over here, and I'm going to do some Adidas trainer shoes. And let's go do a quantity of 10, and I'm pulling it, you can choose which location you're pulling it from. So I'm going to choose default in this case because that's where most of my stock is. So I'm going to go do that, add row, and you can then do that. You can then add in as many other lines as you want, and you can even add in a reference number. Let's go put in 100. All right, so from here we can click Save. Do you want to send the document to iVend? Yes. Once again, yay. Click OK. Now that we've done that, we can actually come back across to the management console. Let's go open up the stock transfer shipment. Right, and this won't be open. I want to go and have a look at closed ones, and seems like I've got the wrong one over here. Open search, and there it is. Open stock transfer shipments of Adidas Adi Pure shoes that is being sent across, along with comments, and there it comes across in the reference number field with 100, the reference number that we put in. So, moving swiftly on, okay, we then get to the next one, which is stock management. Now, stock management is where we can do the wonderful things like goods issue, goods receipt, location transfer, and cancel. So this does do location transfers, guys. Very important to note, because that is the one thing that I do know that a lot of people do want to do is location transfers. And particularly if you're in a high stock area, this would be very handy. So in this particular case, we're just going to actually do a goods receipt. Right? The goods receipt is very similar to the goods issue screen, as you probably guessed. I'm going to select, let's go put it 1001. I'm going to then select the business partner. Is there a business partner? Yes, no. Do I want a vendor or a customer? Depending on what I select over here, it will go and select that over here. I'm going to leave it as none because that's just going to be easier for us to go going forward. I'm going to select my item code, and you'll see over here I'm actually right up at the top, and let's go for the 3-in-1 indoor sports set. There we go, and I'm going to receipt in a quantity of 100. From here I can then go add the row. You'll see it's added it in over there, and right, we can then go and do things like adding in a comment. Yay! And then we can bring it in. Provided that you have prices and price list set up, it will automatically pull that in for this as well. So, and you can add on, please remember, you can add on as many rows as you want. So let's do my 3-piece sage sofa and add row. You see over there, I've now got 2 lines on there. Ooh, okay. And from here we can click save. Like to send the document to iVend? I don't know, guys. What's the vote? Yes or no? I think yes. Yeah, let's send it to iVend. And transaction completed successfully. Once again, yay. Click OK. Cool. And guys, please, oh, I see we have had more people join in. This is even more people, even better. Guys, please remember, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to go and throw up your hand or go and ask the question. I will try and answer it as soon as possible. Right, because at the moment I'm not getting a lot of questions, so I'm thinking you guys are either fast asleep or bored to death. One or the other. Right, so until I get questions, I'm going to continue on. So that just gives you an idea about stock management, and if I go across to the goods issue side of things, you'll see that the goods issue also looks very, very similar. But if let's just come across to my location transfer side, and you'll see over here, now I've got from location to location. So reference number, let's go 123, because we can. And by default, it will come up with your default location in your warehouse. Please remember, this is the location that you have set in retail configuration, warehouse. Go to the avenues, right, default location. Ooh. Cool. From here we can then go and say which location we're going to move to. So in this particular case, let's go to sales location because that's always a good thing. From here we can select an item, and in this case I'm actually just going to go type in one, and from there I'm going to go say let's move a quantity of 10 and add row. Now in this particular case, it seems to have pulled up the 3-piece Sage sofa set for some reason. Right, let's just go and remove row. We'll go and we'll select what item we want. Let's go pull across the Adidas Men's Superstar Volcano. That sounds suitably daring. And we'll move 10 across, click add row, and then we can click save. Do I want to send the document to iVend? Yes. Yay! Once again, the crowd goes wild. So, pardon, I seem to have, there we go. Let's go move across to over here. Operations, inventory, operations, business transactions, location transfer. Who says everything goes smoothly on these things? And right, we can then go and have a look and see what is being moved across where. So I'm going to go and then just open up this. And of course I select the wrong thing there. Okay, so from location default to location sale. Right, view. There's the men's Adidas Superstar Volcano sneaker. Ooh, right, so now that that's over there, we can go see that. And from here, please remember you can print if you need to go print anything. Okay. Next up, for those of you still, a question. Ooh, what is scannable in the app? Okay, Eddie. Now I can see why you're the king of the forums. Okay, what is scannable in the app? Is it just the item codes or document numbers as well? For instance, when receiving a stock transfer shipment that has a barcode for a doc number, can that be scanned when starting the stock transfer receipt? Also, when scanning products, does it automatically update quantities? Okay, so, yeah, once again, this is kind of a problem to go demonstrate on this thing because I don't really have a, scanner for this, which is a bit annoying, but still, it's very good. At least you can go see what's going on, as opposed to me just going and talking. So, yes. So, what is scannable in the app? The fields are all of the fields are scannable in the app. So let's just go along to saying goods receipt. Let's go along goods receipt. It's things like the PO are scannable. The item code, the location. These are scannable in the app itself. The reason I'm getting a bit of an issue is moving between these fields is there isn't actually a tab. If I press tab over here, it just deselects it. That's more a function of the emulator than the actual app itself. So that's something that you just need to be aware of. Normally there'd be a carriage return at the end of it, which would actually then go and activate it. But that's also part of the actual scanning that's built into the mobile device. With regards to actual quantities, if the quantity is barcoded in, it has an actual barcode against it, then yes. Otherwise, if you're doing individual items that are barcoded, say for instance, serial numbers, then you can just scan the serial numbers and it will actually you can go say, I'm scanning this item and these are the serial numbers. Click, 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 click. And then it will go pick it up. That's part of the reason that we do actually, for quantities, that's part of the reason we do recommend a keypad. Why? Well, because you still need those number buttons somewhere, as well as if you are going to search, as well as for a few other things I'm going to go show you a bit later. So, yeah, I hope that goes and answers the question. Yeah. Oh, and as for when scanning products, does it automatically update the quantities? No. The reason for this is that we don't want to auto-select something. Now, we don't want to auto-select the quantity because that's not really a good receiving process. It's not part of a good goods receiving process, if you get what I mean. It rather is a case of then, somebody should, if you're doing this with the stock scanner, somebody needs to actually be verifying that there's stock there. Not just going and saying, hey, we received that. Yeah, sure, we received that. Then you might as well just do that in iVend, in the management console, and save the money, to be honest. So, yeah. Okay, all right, makes sense. Cool. No problem, Eddie. Right, so let's go. Okay, so once more, onto the breach, dear friends. Now, the next one that we have up is goods returned to vendor. Once again, if you do actually want to go and do a goods return to the vendor, you can go select who we're doing it to. At the moment, I'm just going to go see who I can reference over here. Same thing over here. It's the goods return function, new, and I can go and select whichever vendor I want. Hang on, I just need to move this. I can go over there, and let's do Gary Lacombe because, hey, Gary. Okay, right there. So if I'm going to do them over here, it's going to be G. Hey, I didn't realize I had relatives in here. Gabriel Morrison. Yay. Okay, let's go to Gary Lacombe. All right. So from here, once again, similar to this, you could then go and do a goods return. In this case, guys, we're just going to go through. We're just going to go through the basics. I'm not going to add this one in because, well, yeah, we're getting a bit on for time and we need to move it. Okay, so if there is a GRPO against them, you will be able to receipt that in. Otherwise, you can do one that has not been. You can go and do one that is that does not have a GRPO against it. And if you do put in a GRPO number, you can actually click the details button. In fact, yeah, no, we're not going to get away with that. Let me just go to my GRPOs, and you'll see over here I've got here's this one that was done against vendor V0011. Okay, who is, if I have a look at my purchase orders, if I remember correctly, that is against Raul Richards. Right, there you go, Raul Richards. So let's go and do a return against, let's go select Raul Richards over here. Okay, pardon, I'm going to need to cancel. Goods return here. Raul Richards, there we go. Let's go select if we're going to, there's the GRPO we did earlier. And here's the details button we can select. So if we do that, it will auto populate. All right, and we can go say what the quantity is. So let's go return 10, and from which location, goods return from there, add row, save. Yes, we want to send it to iVend. Okay, and here we go. Now what I've done is, remember I went and I changed the location to default, and you'll see that when I do that, and when I want to send the document to iVend, error, required quantity not available. So yes, guys, there is some error checking built into it. I'm going to go to the default. Well, in this particular case, I will need to go and remove the row. Details, there. Right. 10, add row, and there it's on the default location. Now I can then go save it, and yes, and then transaction complete successfully. So it does communicate across to the actual iVend, to iVend itself, the store server. That's the words I'm looking for. Item lookup. Now, this is something that we do. This is something that is quite interesting. The actual item lookup over here allows you to go look up any item. So where's my three-piece sage sofa? There it is. Okay, I've now selected it. It will bring up my item code description, how much of it I have in inventory, and the price according to that store's price list. So that is over there. You can use that to go and look up any of the items as almost a price checker. We do have a separate price checker app. That is something that I hope we will cover in further in a further webinar. But not that it'll be a particularly big webinar. It's a price checker app. It checks prices. Yeah, just like this is a stock app. It it does stock. And yeah, we're already on for what? Half an hour? Yeah, 35 minutes. Yeah, these things are bigger than you think. All right, so, but having said that, we're now going to go on to stock take. Right, so the one thing that this over here is obviously one of the primary versions of one of the primary reasons. There we go. Words seem to be hard to come by today. Primary reasons to actually go and have this is to go and actually do your mobile stock takes. Now, over here we've got the count reference text, if there is any one that you want to do. So I'm going to do, let's just keep it simple, stock count. Okay, which location? So let's do the default location. Which item? Where's my three-piece, there we go, there's my three-piece sofa. And remember, if I've got the barcode for this, I'm just scanning this in. And I can scan this, and then I can go and do the actual count and enter in the quantity. In this case, I'm going to go say we have, I think we had 1,057, I think in the last screen. Let's go say we've counted a quantity of 1,050. We got a big warehouse. Okay, add row, that's it. And so it's quite literally scan item code, enter quantity, add row. And you continue on and on and on until you are finished. And then once you've done that, you can just click Save, send document to iVend. Yes, I think we've established that that's a good thing now. Yay, transaction completed successfully. Okay, from there, let's go across to the management console. We then go to inventory counting. All right, stock count's been entered in. Right, we can go edit, and then from here, we actually get the option to go and, so while you can have somebody out on the store going and doing the count, it doesn't actually go and reconcile the inventory. It just counts it. Once you've counted it, then you can go, once you've, so if somebody's made a mistake, they can go out and say, oh no, wait, no, it's, let's go show in-store quantity as well. In-store quantity is only 200, right there for the default location. We're doing 1,050. Yeah, no, I think something's a bit off there. So, and that's also probably a thing from the previous screen where we did show 1,050. It's 1,050 across all locations. So something's gone wrong over there. Let's go back to over here. And right, let's go, well, if we want to, we can go back over here. This will go and then create a new stock count if we do it this way. Over here, we can then go say, whoa, hang on. Somebody didn't count the correct thing over there. This is actually just 200. And then we can go and reconcile inventory and continue on. All right, so, and that actually goes and brings us to the end of what we have to go discover over here. All right, as you can see, the stock app over here, small, pretty powerful in what it does, and also location ready, which is something that it was not in earlier versions. So that over there is something that you can really use, and it's very nice to go and have. It also goes and it makes it very handy if you're going around and just want to go and manage different bits of your stock. For the moment, well, like I said, it's only available on Windows 6.5 and Windows 6.5 mobile and Windows 6.0 mobile. Please do not forget that. Not CE, not CE. If I hear anybody going and saying that it's Windows CE and I'm there, I will tell them that they are wrong and be upset about it. So, okay. Are there any questions? The silence is deafening. Is everyone still awake? Sort of. Okay. All right. So, looking at it, I think we've covered. Looking at it, I think we've covered most of it. Okay. I know what happens is I go and I say I'm about to sign off, and then somebody goes and pops in with a question. So I'm going to wait a little longer. And no, still no questions. So. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you for going and joining me on, once again, one of these wonderful adventures through the world of iVend. It's, as usual, always enjoyable to go and have you along. If you do have any questions about this, yeah, once again, drop me a mail, call on the forums, carrier pigeons. Yeah, well, we don't really accept carrier pigeons anymore. not ever since we did away with Windows XP. But if you do have any other questions, please don't hesitate to go and let us know. We will go and we will answer them as best we can. I do know that one of the questions that I have had about this before is it on Android? Not yet. And that's all I'm going to say, because that has been requested. So yeah, right. But that is something else that we might also look at. So, all right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'll chat to you soon, and keep well. Have a great day. Bye.